Why did it take Hollywood 10 years to make a Zombieland sequel? Serious question. Part 1 made over $100 million at the box office. It was a huge success. Everyone was talking about it. Everyone also wanted a sequel. Usually, in the rules of Hollywood, those are all the things you need for a movie studio to say, hey, everybody, can you guys just come back to set tomorrow? Let's go ahead and get part 2 knocked out. Instead, they waited a decade just to release a mediocre follow-up. It sucks to see that because I'm sure if they would have released Zombieland Double Tap exactly the way it is, but 2 years after Zombieland 1 came out, it probably would have even been a bigger hit. Rake in the cash while the fans are still eager and excited for it. Don't let the flame die out. That is why I believe the movie didn't get good reviews or any exception from the fans. When you make people wait 10 years for a sequel, that shit better be the best movie of all time. 10 years? 10 years? I want some 3D without glasses type of technology infused into that shit for 10 years. I want to see the next Titanic be made for 10 years worth of time. You know what I mean? It's like when the quality level isn't on par with the time that people had to wait for it, they'll immediately notice and say it wasn't as good or it was a waste of time. Imagine you went to Chick-fil-A and you had to sit in line for 10 years for them to make you a damn chicken sandwich. And when you finally get that chicken sandwich, you take that first bite and it tastes like a McChicken. You tell me you wouldn't be pissed. That's all it is, man. It's decent. Zombieland Double Tap was decent, but it just didn't feel that special. There was something about Zombieland 1 that just felt right. The tone, the directing, the humor was on point. The scares were actually pretty scary when you think about it. But here, you don't feel any of that same magic. It feels bland. Average. It almost felt like a parody of itself. Like if somebody was to go out there and make a Zombieland spoof movie, this would be that movie. Woody Harrelson's about the only thing worth mentioning, but in all honesty, he just has that personality that stands out no matter how bad a movie is. Emma Stone isn't given much to do, which is pretty sad because she's gone on to become an Oscar-winning actress. Let her shine. Give her something to do. Instead, most of the movie revolves around Little Rock because she isn't happy anymore. She doesn't feel at home. Her and Wichita decide to run away and yada yada. I hate that story. It's so annoying. The world is over. Everyone is dead. There are zombies everywhere. For the past 10 years, the only reason you have survived is because you have stuck together as a team. Obviously, being alone in a world like this would not be ideal, which is why you stick together even if you can't stand each other. And speaking on that, it's not even like that. They all pretty much get along for the most part. But Little Rock is tired of Tallahassee babying her, and she's tired of him trying to play the father role. Are you serious? That's why you're leaving? You're gonna leave out on your own to go and try to find some home in Zombieland because you're tired of being treated like a daughter. Nobody would do that. Nobody. That is the most unbelievable thing a character in their position would do. And they try to squeeze in a line of dialogue to try to make up for the dumb decision. They're like, we were alone before we even met them and we were doing just fine. We'll be okay. Stop it. I'm not even gonna waste my time explaining why that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. The only decision I hate worse than that in zombie movies or TV shows is when a group of people have been living in a zombie post-apocalyptic world for the past few years and one of them decides to get pregnant. It's stupid. Overall, Zombieland Double Tap does have a few giggles, but the quality level is lowered on every aspect when you compare it to part 1, leaving it feeling more like a straight-to-DVD knockoff of Zombieland.